Hello and welcome to Chocolate for Breakfast. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about exercise and what it's really good for. We're traditionally told that in order to lose weight we have to do loads and loads of exercise on a daily basis. That's fine if you're already thin. But I know that when I weighed 93 kilos, so that's about 15 stone, something like that. I'm not quite sure of the conversion, 180 or so pounds. I know that I was unable to do any sport. You know, if you're heavily overweight, you can't. I had, as I said in the very first video, I had problems walking. You know, how was I supposed to go out and run and do some kind of marathon? It wasn't possible. And I remember seeing a few years ago, it was quite a few years ago, a documentary about, you know, obesity and weight loss. And in this documentary, they showed how they were working with obese people, and they had all these really big people on treadmills. And I looked at this documentary and I was thinking to myself, but those people are suffering, you know? It looked painful, and the height of embarrassment, which I would consider the height of embarrassment, they had these trainers, these doctors, trainers, sports coaches, standing next to them, you know, egging them on, you know, keep going, and, you know, that's easy for them. So like I say, walking was difficult. I have two small children, they're now 5 and 7 years old. You know, I would take them out to the park, and as very young children tend to do, they get their attraction, they're attracted by something that's happening over there, and so they go off to have a look. You know, it's that bird that they want to have a good look at, and they would be a little bit far away. And running after my children that 50 to 100 meters was exhausting. I was out of breath. It was hard to run to start off with, you know, demanding that amount of energy to get that body mass into gear was, you know, very difficult. Red-faced, pouring with sweat, which, you know, not very charming. And, you know, this sensation of, you know, I didn't want to run. I found the solution. Okay, before I actually tell you about that, I'm just going to say something really important. And I was thinking about this morning. And I'm hoping this is a way of hitting home with you, if you have a weight problem, of hitting home with you about why exercise, or what exercise is really good for. Not all thin people do sport. Not all thin people do sport. So how come they're not overweight? How come they're not putting on weight? And a lot of the time, I mean, we're told, do sport, eat less, okay? And it's very confusing when you see this thin person, doesn't do any sport, and eats like a dinosaur. And you're making all these efforts yourself, you know, you're pushing yourself, you're creating pain in your body by going out and doing this, you know, running or whatever it is that you're doing. You're eating small amounts of food and you're not losing weight. So there's something not quite right. The real reason why you're not losing the weight, exercise is not going to make you lose weight. There are physiological processes going on in your body that have nothing to do with exercise. Okay, the physiological things that are going on in your body are the things that are making you stay overweight or put on weight, okay, and are preventing you from losing the weight, okay. And we will be going very in depth on the reasons, and I'll be explaining the physiological processes so that you have a full understanding of that. So yeah, not all thin people do sport. In fact, a large majority of thin people don't do any sport. The other problem for me is if you're very overweight, doing sport, you've got this very heavy body mass and you're going to go out running. The strain on your articulations, on your joints and on your bones is terrible. Okay, sport is good for toning up your muscles, okay? That is about the only thing that it is good for. And the other nice thing about doing some kind of sport is it releases the very nice endorphins into your body and make you feel good, okay? Now, if you're at the point where I was, where even walking is a problem, it's very hard to find a solution. Exercise is good for toning up and it's good for making you feel good. I found the solution, and anybody can do this, I bought myself a DVD, and it was a DVD with stretching exercises, okay? It's not strenuous. It does release the endorphins because you are moving your body. The simple movement of your body is going to release those endorphins, okay? You don't have to go and do some kind of highly active sport in order to do that. Simply stretching will do that. And I got used to doing those exercises, and once I knew the program kind of off by heart, I then took those exercises outside, and I was doing the exercises when it was a nice day. I was doing those exercises in the fresh air. And most importantly, I changed my eating habits. Like I say, in the second video I said that, I got this solution of eating chocolate for breakfast. It's not the only thing I do. There are other things, other elements to the way I eat that helped me lose the weight, and very rapidly. And I would like to add, that was 4 years ago. I've not put the weight on since. In case any of you are wondering, thinking, okay, well that's fine, she's lost the weight and she's talking about that now, what's that going to be like in a year? This is the way I am now, and this is the way I will stay, because I have a very basic diet. I stick to that, and I do eat other things. I will eat cakes, just not on a daily basis. The other advantage of the endorphin release is if you're somebody who labels yourself as a comfort eater, okay, and there's a whole section in the book on emotional eating, and why I think that the emotional eating is more of a physiological response, okay, rather than a psychological response. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, so if you're somebody who labels yourself as an emotional eater, okay, the endorphins released in your body, they make you feel good. So they're gonna help you avoid that low state of mind, okay? Because very often the comfort eater is somebody who goes to the bakery in a low state of mind, thinking, oh, I feel crap, I'm gonna have a cake, okay? Again, I'll be talking about this in future videos. I'm pretty sure that when you're also in a high state of mind and you're celebrating something, you maybe also go to the bakery to buy a cake. But the thinking behind going to buy the cake when you're in a high state of mind is simply different. The endorphins can help you get into that higher state of mind, okay? So that's not a bad thing. Once I got past I'd lost about 20 kilos. I started walking, and walking is wonderful. if you can get out in the fresh air, into nature, you know, how lovely is that? Let's start putting a little bit of fun, not just into the food, but also into our activities. If you're forcing yourself to go to the gym, then please don't go. Find something that you do actually enjoy doing. If you're not enjoying going to the gym, it's not going to be beneficial for you. So don't go, you know, go out for a nice walk. And this is what I did. Another sport that I very much enjoy is cycling. And again, when I got down to a weight that was sufficiently low to allow me to go and do that sport without hurting my body, okay, without having any physical consequences on my body for the bones, etc. I started going out cycling, and it's something that I very much enjoy. And again, cycling outside, you're getting fresh air. Most of the time you're in nature. You know, it's nice. So exercise, what it's really for is to make you feel good, okay? And it does tone up your muscles. Yes, it does. That's undeniable. The no chocolate for breakfast video would be complete without a star appearance of my cat, obviously. So yeah, exercise, make you feel good, tone up your muscles, but find an exercise that you can do right now, if you want to, without hurting yourself. And again, not all thin people do sport, okay? So I personally don't think that sport, exercise, is necessary for losing weight. There are other things that we can do for that, okay? So again, I hope you've enjoyed watching, listening. Again, join the Facebook group. I'm going to put the link underneath the video, so please do join the Facebook group, the Facebook page if you wish to also. I'll be speaking to you soon, so here's to your very good health. Thank you, bye-bye.